Good evening, everyone, and welcome along to another Sunday night of racing here in the PlayStation Open Tier 2 Championship. We are here in Mexico for round 10 of 15, and we're joining at the very end of qualifying as we see Bear 2.0 pull off to the side of the track on a hot lap, it looks like. So we'll see who's still to finish a lap. Honest Crook looks like he's gone P3 late in the piece. Power Sight, is he on a flyer? Bring up a wee bit of data for us to quickly try to figure out what's going on. Power Sight's not on a quick one. And Lloydie doesn't look like he's pushing either. Anyone still on a lap? No, Cian Goat is interpreting the castle section, the stadium section in a creative manner. That might be it for quali. I don't know if anyone else is getting a particularly quick time. Dan the Racer coming around the final corner, currently P14. What can he do? Goes P10. So, a wee bit of an improvement there for the Alpine at the very last moment. But I'd say that will be us. And it's Aniup Lloydie who will be on pole position for the Mexican Grand Prix ahead of Power Sight. Power Sight running in a Williams, pretty sure it is. So we've got three blue cars heading the grid with Honest Crook taking P3, then it's Drowl P4, ZK21 P5, Bear 2.0 P6, Master Jedi P7, Glorious Noodle P8, Lieutenant P9, and Dan the Racer P10. Working our way down the order further, we've got Crowjag, Toto, Cian Goat, Jace, Ghost Rider, Gold Gloves, Team Miller, El Tonki, GeForce Server, and Vladimir, who was DQ'd. Great to see a full lobby here tonight. It's not every week that we get that, but generally really good turnout, and 20 drivers on the grid for what promises to be a fascinating Mexican Grand Prix. Aniup Lloydie is certainly shaping as one of the championship contenders. He'll start on pole position. His teammate down there in P5, AlphaTauri, looking really good in the constructors. Pretty sure they're leading by a decent distance at this stage, and it looks like they've both got good pace once again tonight, especially Aniup, 3/10 clear of his nearest challenger here at the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez, I believe is the correct pronunciation. I could have butchered that, but there are our standings. And yeah, not a lot to separate a lot of the cars. As I said, Aniup with a pretty decent buffer at the top, but from there down, pretty small margins. I say that El Tonki, who's missed at least a couple of rounds, maybe showing a bit of rustiness, just a wee bit off the pace there, 10 seconds. So if he can finish within about 10 laps of the leaders, I think he might be doing a good job. But that is the end of quali. I'm just going to very quickly bring up the drivers and constructors standings on my PC while I'm letting the cat out of the room. Set to commence. Dry conditions for the race, based on this little snapshot of the pit lane. Let's see if it takes us to the grid just to confirm. It's been a while since we had rain. Looks like it might be another dry one, for better or worse. Right, where are we? Bring up the Discord and get those standings up. Standings. Here we go. Sounds like the cars are moving off the grid in the background on a different screen, but here we go. So we go from Tier 2. So driver standings, Aniup Lloydie currently leads, a healthy lead at the top two. He's on 153 points. He leads by 28 from Drowl 175, who sits on 125. So Aniup first, Drowl second, Dan the Racer on 123 in the Alpine, GeForce Server 113 for Alpha. Then it's Seb K21 in the second AlphaTauri on 111, Delayed on 85, Honest Crook 84, Bear 2.0 83, Crowjag 80, and then it's Race Spec and El Tonki tied for 10th on 60 points. So good, sizable lead of more than a race worth of points for Aniu. In the Constructors, AlphaTauri are 264 points at the top of the standings, leading from Alpine on 206. And it's Alfa Romeo 3rd, Aston Martin 4th, and Ferrari 5th. Last time out at the Circuit of the Americas, of course, Race Spec with a memorable win for Haas. He won from Master Jedi, who came home P2 with a sensational late jump up the standings with other drivers around him getting plenty of penalties. He came from a couple of positions back at least and snuck his way onto P2, so excellent example of what you can do when you keep it clean. And Seb K21 finished 3rd. Last time out, G4 Server 4th, and Delayed with 5th place, and that was his 5th place of the season, interestingly. I see Andy Lloyd didn't race last time out. His previous 6 races were 3rd, 2nd and 2nd. So very consistent, and that's why he's at the top of the standings. So head back to the race because it sounds like they're lining up on the grid, which they are. And we wait for everything to get rock and rolling here in Mexico. Tyres of people on. Oh, they're on a mixture. I like that. Alright, we'll get rid of that menu. And we'll get rid of that one too, even. And Oop from Power Sight from Honest Crook. Ghost Rider's been disqualified. What's going on there? Oh, dearie me. Someone's gone for a drive. Who's that? Oh dear. See a marshal waving a green flag. Does that mean that we're actually gonna go racing? The lack of any movement on the grid suggests we are not going to get moving. The tension continues to build. What is it building towards? Nobody knows. I actually want something up on the screen. There we go. So Ghost Rider's been DSQ'd. What is going on? And he's not on the grid. Interesting. Now, are they actually racing and am I just not able to see it because of an issue at my end, or is everyone getting shafted? Don't know. Fascinating entertainment here on the stream. And Drell says something has gone wrong. Thank you, Drell. It's good to know. This might be a... Oh gosh, what's going on? The ominous black screen with everyone with the tick except Ghost Rider. It's always awkward when you've got a slightly dodgy internet connection and you want to get away with it, and then the game brings up the screen and you're the only one with a spinny circle. So I'm not pointing fingers, but if I was, I'd be pointing at Ghost Rider right now. I'm sorry. So we'll see if the game can suss this out somehow and get us going. Let's hop into the Discord on my phone and see what on earth is happening. Yep, so it sounds like everyone's had the same issue, just sitting on the grid, nothing happened. And a new lobby will be created. Okay. It's the customary chaos as a cancelled lobby kind of gets underway anyway. Who's going to win The race down to turn 1. Looks like Honest Crook, but Drow will surely go for a dive bomb. Will he? No. Oh, goodness gracious me. It's absolute mayhem at the back. Toto's missing a front wing. Right. Everyone's leaving the session, so I guess I'll just keep an eye on this to see if anyone's getting up to any hijinks. But otherwise, we'll be starting the race afresh with the qualifying results as they stand. It might take us a few minutes, so yeah, just bear with us. I might just chuck myself on mute and go for a quick comfort break, and we'll be back, hopefully back racing in a few minutes. Alright, looks like we're back in a refreshed lobby. Seb's in the chat saying that the game is different. That's one way of describing it, that's for sure. Oh, well, at least we got qualifying out of the way. And hopefully the race goes by without any technical hitches. We'll wait and see. I'd imagine our Tonki's just making sure all of the settings are tickety-boo, and then we'll be going once again. As I said, our Tonki's missed, I think, a couple of races, so it's good to see him back hosting the lobby. Drowl, I believe, did that in his absence, so credit to him. Yeah, thanks, Seb. We do want things to be PG in the live chat. We might have younger viewers reading the comments and watching the stream, so thank you for holding back a little bit in your opinions about the game. But I'm sure we've all used pretty harsh words at times. What was I saying? Yeah, so Altonki's back. Race Spitty, who had that awesome win last time out, he is not racing tonight. Not sure exactly why, but yeah, it's a bit of a shame not to have him here. He was in the Discord trying to get a sneaky last minute invite, but I think we're pretty much chock-a-block. I only saw part of your message there, Seb, but I saw you ask how I am, and pretty good. It's always a good time coming and commentating these races. I do have to keep my voice down a wee bit though, because I've got other people in the next room who've just gone to bed, so my excitement will be a little muffled, but that's okay. It is all good. I say that if Honest Crook comes through and wins the race, I will have to scream at the top of my lungs. I'm not going to lie. Honest Crook, the oldest man at Race Spec. I won't say how old he is, but it's older than 40 and younger than 50. So yeah, it'd be great to see him get a good result. He's sitting third on the grid for this one. Whoopsies. Do I have to? Whoopsies. Too busy clacking my jaws. I didn't select spectator. Alright, I think the lobby's ready to rumble now. Yeah, hopefully everyone's selected the right car. What's happening in the Discord? So formation lap gets underway finally after a rather disappointing, frustrating delay. And finally the cars are getting back around, and hopefully then we'll be on the grid and those red lights will illuminate. Now, unlike previous games, a lobby restart does not give the top 10 an advantage of starting on fresh tyres, because everyone can start on a fresh set, as I understand it. But what might have happened is people might have opted to put on different tyres. I remember I only looked at it briefly. I reckon someone might have made a wee change in that top 10. And maybe Lieutenant. I feel like there's been a couple of softs changed around in there, but yeah, interesting mix in the top 12 of people on mediums and hards. Certainly down the order, people are going for the harder compound, but up the top, it seems that there's a bit of indecision. And Honest Crook starting on softs from P3. Here's an interesting move. Last week, of course, RS Biddy, he started on softs, I'm pretty sure, and I wasn't sure if it was the right thing to do. He'd been pitted to another set of softs, and then I was really not sure if it was the right thing to do. But he made it work. He certainly made it work. Came home and got the dub. So yeah, maybe it will work out. We'll have to wait and see. I'd imagine this track is another one where tyre wear is pretty heavy. But that's not to say that you can't make more aggressive strategy where Honest Crook almost goes backwards into the pits. Deary me. Annie Lloyd has got himself DQ'd. That's still Powersight as well. Powersight's miles back from his. Here we go. So Honest Crook, and he's done it as well. The top three have all bottled their pit slot, I think, unless this is another issue. Drell's the only one who's in a decent spot. Why is everyone getting DQ'd? Oh gosh. Ghost Rider's retired. Oh dear. I'm getting deja vu, guys. Oh dear. I'm not even going to sit and watch the grid. I'm going to the Discord. Oh, crap. No, we're racing. Ghost Rider's left. What is going on? And we are away in Mexico. It's a good start from Annie Lloyd, and someone's flying. Looks like Seb's got a rocket of a start. Gee whiz, they're out 4 wide back down the field. Oh, goodness me. Thank you very much. Annie Lloyd continuing to lead down into turn 1, and it's about 2 wide further back. Honest Crook's got his way up to P2. What's going on further down the field? Anyone having any mishaps? Oh, there's yellows. Uh-oh. Up the front, Honest Crook looking at Annie Lloyd. He's on those soft tyres and he'll be a lot quicker. He needs to make the most of this if he can. Those tyres will be so much more grippy. Hard to pass though through this tight middle section of the circuit. Back down, Ghost Rider's gone skis. Oh boys. Oh, someone's round. Who's that? Ah, it's the Noodle. The Noodle drops like a stone. Oop, bit of a dive bomb here for somebody. Drell and Powersight going at it. Drell takes P3. We're right on board with Honest Crook though, because he will want to get past Aniu as quick as possible. Aniu's weaving something chronic. Borderline. Honest Crook's absolutely burning through his ERS. But he looks like he's made the move, stick deep into turn 1 on the brakes, but makes the move, and he takes the lead from P3 to P1 in the space of 1 lap for Honest Crook. Now, can he gap Aniu Lloydie and get out of DRS range? That will be something to watch. Looking down the order for any big movers, certainly a dropper that I can see straight off the bat is Seb. Seb's had some kind of issue early on. Down 9 positions, that is not a good start at all. Lieutenant from P20s up to P8 on the soft tyres. Making absolute best use of those soft tyres to get through the field. Making use of a little bit of drama down the field, but there wasn't too much. No one's really dropped off badly, so huge moves for Lieutenant early on. We'll bring up the gaps and see who is closest on track. There's certainly a number of battles. Field's starting to spread out a little bit, of course. So Dan the Race has moved up to P5, so 4 spots gained early on for him. He is on the medians versus the hards of some others around him. That is P5 for the Alpine. Another pretty big mover early on. G4 Servers up to P12. All over the back of CN Goat. Oh, it's Goat's on. Is it on mediums? Could very easily check. He might be. G4's on the hard, so it looks like he's got good pace. As there's a position change further up the field, Drow has forced his way past Aniu. Okay then. Drow is on the medians, and Jace has retired from the session. Where is Jace on the track? Oh, he's in the back section of the track. I think he might be still going. No sign of a safety car, but it looks like Jace might be... No, he was, but he's gone now, so his car's clear. We'll carry on racing. Honest Crook leads from Drell now by 6/10 of a second. It's Aniu a second back, so starting to fall back a little bit on those hard compound Pirellis, and Master Jedi on the mediums. Looks like there's definite pace advantage for the Ferrari at the moment. As down the order, in fact up the order, sorry for the mad flickering through, someone had some kind of incident a little further up. Could it have been Dan the Racer? I'm not sure. He's certainly dropped off quite a bit from Master Jedi. Something that wasn't mentioned up until now, hasn't been mentioned, is that corner cutting penalties are very, very easy to get here through that section that we just saw, basically the S section through sector 2. Super easy to slightly get your line wrong, and then unless you're willing to lose the best part of a second and back out of it, you're going to end up getting a warning. And all it takes is 3 warnings as we go up the field, and Drow is all over the back of Honest Crook. Just like that, Drow. Oh, is Honest Crook going to let him by? No, he's not. Oh, they're almost banging wheels side by side through turn 2, still side by side. Great racing from these two, still leaving each other room. I say as Honest Crook gives Drow a bit of a bump, and that has allowed Aniu Lloydie to jump straight on the back of these two, and that will be absolute music to the ears and a sight for sore eyes for Aniu, who wants to just weather these early laps and then get those hard tyres working for him, because the drop off of course on the softs and the mediums, so the cars in front have on will be a lot quicker. Cotto's had a moment at the exit of the hairpin. Oh, goodness me. Unusual place to do it. He might have just lost a bit of traction coming out of that tight corner, and round he goes. All the way back to P15. Let's go Strider doing. Is he on track? Does not look that way. It's glitching out a wee bit. Anyway, back to the front of the field. Close Drell can get under DRS using all his battery, and Oscar's defending. Honest Crook's just running a bit less downforce because he really didn't lose that much despite the DRS. But here we go, Drell's a lot closer now. A good exit coming out of turn something or other. Again, Honest Crook on the battery. While I've been clacking my jaws, Master Jedi's got through to P3 in the Ferrari, so Aniu drops another position, which will be frustrating for the AlphaTauri driver, but it goes hard. He's playing a bit of a longer game here, so if he can just stay kind of in touch with the guys in front, maybe get a bit of DRS to just carry him along for a little while, things might not be looking too shabby at all. Meanwhile, Bear 2.0 looks like he's got through on Dan the race to P5. The Alpine's running line astern there. Once again lining up. Honest Crook coming out of the final corner on the power, and he's certainly closer. Is Honest Crook going to defend? Maybe not on the battery, and that should make it pretty easy for Drow. Oh goodness me, a late move from Honest Crook, a little bit naughty. And the elder statesman of the, oh goodness, what's going on here? Crook's not giving it up. More side by side action, and Drow had to run over the curve. I wonder if that was a warning. That's let Master Jedi have a look. He sticks it up the inside of the Aston, and it looks like Jedi might have capitalised beautifully on the situation. Up the inside, and Drow has conceded the spot, and Lloydie lurking in P4. But through goes Master Jedi. And through goes Aniu, so Drow challenging for P1. Next minute, he's down to P4. Oh, he's almost lost the rear end. So easy to do. And he's cut that corner. He's probably going to cut this one. So he's certainly got a corner cut through there. He's a bit notorious as Drow to run his corner cutting pins. He had an absolute mountain last time out at Austin. So the front three have slightly broken away from Drow. Drow will be desperately trying to stay within DRS range, but it's looking like he's sort of slipped out of it a wee bit. And he's definitely the best in terms of his battery conservation of the top three. Is Master Jedi going to be close enough? I suspect he won't. He'll just stick to the racing line, let Honest Crook cover, and then try to get close enough for a run into the left-hander at the end of the second DRS straight. Good exit from the Ferrari, but it's a shorter straight, so you need to be very close. And Honest Crook recognises the threat and goes on the battery, so he'll maintain P1 for now. But Master Jedi can see the red light flashing on the back of that Red Bull, and so he knows that Crookie is low on the battery. Drow is lit up to the back of Aniu again, so these top four drivers are line astern. There's not a lot to separate them at all. It looks like they're kind of breaking free of the rest of the pack. Bear 2.0 is 4.5 seconds, 4.7 behind. As we start to see some penalties coming through for C and Goat and P10. Get the tyre. The people are on up on the screen. There we go. Oh my goodness, that is not a passing position, and Dan the racer almost spins his teammate. That would have been very untidy. Huge train forming behind Bear. Oh, that's a decent camera view. And Dan the racer goes around the outside of his teammate and takes P5 as Yeah, just looks for a counter punch immediately, and oh, this is getting messy. Getting Lionel Messi here. Oh my word. Who's this? This is Power Sight going for a sneaky little lunge, but no one wants to concede. Someone's got to concede. Krojak's gone for an absolute bomb and ended up on the grass and let so many drivers through. It's not funny. Oh, someone's going to spin 100%. Half spin for Seb. Jeez. Oh, look out. Still happening. Krojak. While all that's been going on, Dan the Racer has said, I want nothing to do with that nonsense, I am away. Oh, they're very close to the front, and oh my word, Master Jedi almost binned it into the pit entry. His worst places to do it, as long as you actually go in the pits, but not really what you want to do. Drow, does he look for a move? You'd have to be gutsy in there, and he's gone deep. He's almost made contact with the back of Master Jedi, and he's cut the corner. Drow and corner cuts, name a better duo. 3 seconds down the gurgler for the Aston man. Fascinating to watch this battle play out. You've got 4 drivers who clearly are not too dissimilar in terms of their pace. Almost crook on those softs in P1. Those softs will be degrading pretty heavily, and this is a big part of why he's backing up into the 3 behind him. And he ukes on those hards and looking pretty quick. He's definitely got the pace advantage now. You've got Master Jedi and Drow battling away. Around the outside. I tell you what, it's a patience game. It's not all about pace. As Honest Crook says, enough is enough. He comes into the pits. Did he get a pin? No. Good. Lloyd has DRS though. Off the back of Honest Crook, so he'll try to make use of that as Drell goes for a look. Thinks better of it wisely. I'll go for another look. It's close behind. Oh, he's determined. He's not mucking around. He'll look to the inside. He's going to send it here, 100%. Oh, you've got to be wholehearted about it though. Clean racing, but someone has to concede, and eventually Drell does. So Jedi maintains P2. Honest Crook has rejoined in P13. That's a long way down the field. Certainly. Oh, and round goes Drell into the fence. Loses his front wing. And that is a disaster. for Drell. Lets the field by. He is going to crawl his way back to the pits. Bit of an unforced error, losing the back end. We'll see him drop way down the order. He's going to need a safety car now to salvage his race, really. He's got pace, but a little bit maybe error prone in recent times at least, and so a painful drive back to the pits. Slow it down and probably throw on a set of hard tyres, try to go through to the end. We'll bank on the safety and chuck on another set of mediums. We'll see. Goes for the hards. That could be one of the top 4 out of contention. As Seb and Power Sight go for a bit of a jostle. Seb P5. It's a good recovery from Seb thus far. More penalties begin to accumulate. What's going on there? Server's possibly lost connection. So his pace will drop. As what's going on here? Oh, here we go. We're going to change the lead. Master Jedi goes into P1. I like the look of Master Jedi. He seems to be pretty up there in his pace, but he's a disciplined driver. He avoids penalties, goes about his work quietly, and doesn't always seem to be taking pole positions or standing out on pace alone. But it's not all about pace. That's a part of it, but you also need to be intelligent in your racecraft, disciplined and patient, and you see some drivers struggling a little bit with that, but someone like Master Jedi, he is a Master Jedi after all, so you'd expect him to be at one with the Force, so to speak. Maybe the Force feedback if he's on a steering wheel. He's taking the lead of the Mexican Grand Prix here, and he's almost out of DRS range, but not quite, so you'll see that rear wing open in just a moment. Andy Lloyd is off Tauri, and that will help him close that gap. You saw the delta was 1.018. Go down to just over a tenth less than that. I thought it might be more, but decent advantage down that back straight. Crojag in the Alfa Romeo up to P6, passing C and Goat. As we say, that honest crook as well, moving through the field, racing other guys on the hard tyres, but his, of course, are a lot fresher. Not really an overtaking spot. Vladimir says no you don't. Holds the position for now. This crook gets a penalty. And Altonki get a front row seat for that one. Few drivers that we haven't talked too much about thus far. Gold gloves in the McLaren, running down in P14 on the back of Lieutenant in the Haas. Trail all the way down to 15th place. That's painful. Toto 16th, Glorious Noodle 17th, and Team Miller back there in 18th position. And Ghost Rider the Ghost showing on our screens, but he has left the lobby as far as I can see. So once again, Aniup Lloydie, he's not ahead on track, but with every passing lap, the fact that he's on the harder tyre compound will start to pay dividends for him. And for Master Jedi on the mediums, it will be just harder and harder to, no pun intended, to maintain that position, as there are yellow flags somewhere. Who has had a mishap? Not entirely sure. Oh, Crojag's spun coming out of the stadium section. Not sure what happened there. Might have had a tangle with someone, seeing Goat perhaps. Unsure, but he's into the pits, as is Vladimir, as is Altonki. So I think we're seeing the hard compound guys come into the pits. Now, does that mean that they're going to... what the actual has just happened there? Wait, have we got a safety car? We do. Jeepers, okay, that changes things a little bit. That would explain why the hard runners have come to the pits, because I was going to say that's going to throw you into a two-stop. So those guys come out. Where is the safety car? Safety car's in sector 1, letting everybody by. So who's our leader? Master Jedi is halfway around the track. So that delta will apply. Jeepers is going really slow to presumably get back with the delta as the two McLarens double stack, and Toto serves some kind of pen. So your Jedi will come around, and this safety car suits the medium runners best, I would say, because they have not stopped yet, and if they can, well, they can pit now and they can throw on a set of hard tyres, so that'll be one stopper. The guys on hards, I think, might struggle. They could throw on mediums and try to get to the end, but it will be tough. I think the hards will be a lot more comfortable. And you just put on mediums. Okay, and Jedi has gone hards. And Bear's not pitted. Why would you not pit when you're on the hards? He's almost cropped, so he stays out. I can sort of see the rationale behind that. And the race is looking really good. Fresh hard tyres sitting P5. Seb on the comeback trail, P6. We've got another one on the mediums trying to get those tyres to the end power site. Vladimir rocking softs. You're going to get them to the end, mate. But maybe another stop is workable. We'll see. Tonky Donkey in P11. Drow. Now, I'll tell you what I would do if I was Drow, or Gold Gloves, or Glorious Noodle for that matter, guys who are on hards. Assuming you have this tyres available, I would wait another lap or two behind the safety car, and then I'll throw the mediums on. If you're down the bottom of the field, you don't have much to lose in terms of track position, so why not just throw on tyres at the last possible moment under safety car, catch up with the pack again, and see where that gets you. I say that, although Gold Gloves got a wee bit of catching up to do. 30 seconds behind the pack. He needs to be banging it. I'd be banging it. Lieutenant leaves the session. I imagine that was the Lieutenant who brought out the safety car. So both passes are out. Team Miller. Hang on. Team Miller's a lap down, which is a bit niggly. Gold Gloves gets himself a 3-second pin under safety car. Not ideal. Should get another lap under safety car here, which would allow for that strategy option of pitting now, losing track position, and then just using it to get as fresh a set of tyres as possible for when we do restart the race. So will anyone dive into the pits? Oh, I think someone has. Dan the Racer, here we go. What tyres does he on? He's getting rid of the hards already. Oh, he's putting softs on. Oh, why? Was he? Oh. Don't know that I understand. I wanted someone to pit, but not for softs. Anyway, he drops down to P16. We'll watch his progress for sure, but he's got his work cut out for him, and he's almost certainly going to have to stop again. So really, I think at this point now, lead race contenders, certainly Master, Jedi, and Aniup, look like they're in a two-car duel for the victory at this stage. Bear 2.0 is running a bit of a strange strat, I think. Honest Crook is going to be at a tyre disadvantage, although his pace is decent. And we've got Seb, who'll be the next challenger, I would expect. And you can keep a bit of an eye on power sight on the medium tyres as well. We'll get some early pace advantage out of those, but then be struggling at the end. Looks like everyone has caught up and the safety car is in this lap. Everyone's battery is full, as you would expect. Soon to be absolutely drained like crazy in the first 3 quarters. As Bear slows the pack up, just going to let that safety car get far enough ahead. It's frowned upon to rear end the safety car. Out of the final corner, and he's gone. Is he? Yep, he has. Looks like Master Jedi slightly caught napping. And will that provide an opportunity for Aniup? Both of them are on the battery. Jedi's catching up a little bit. Everyone hoeing through the battery. Back through the field, C and Goat is locked in a bit of a scrap here. Power sight maintaining P6 as Latimer and Crowjag almost come together. Latimer had to get out of the power a little bit to avoid a spin, and Al Tonki has said thank you very much. He might even go for the double move here. Why not? Just send it. Respectful from Crowjag to allow enough room. Will he do the same here? Just about. Not much grip on the outside there for Tonki Donkey. So Crowjag into P8, El Tonki P9. Very, very tight further down the field as well. Crowjag made a wee bit of a mistake, and El Tonki looks like it's gone through. Still side by side though. Pretty good racing room that we're seeing here from these boys. Whoa. Lighting up the rear tyres was El Tonki, and oh goodness me, look at this. Oh, I don't even know where to look. About 5 cars squabbling for the one position. Oh, look out.